ASMR sneaker fans to some more ASMR reading time with my Trainer Hall of Fame book, All-Time Favourite Footwear Brand by Neil Hurd. Another book that's falling apart. This came from Urban Outfitters. Oh, when it zooms, when it focuses, focus. There we go. Urban Outfitters, $12.99. So Neil Hurd is an acknowledged trainer aficionado. That's a big word. Aficionado, who has sourced, collected, and dealt in deadstock trainers since the 1980s. Sounds like a cool guy. The Trainer Hall of Fame. This comprehensive homage, however you want to pronounce that, to trainers, contains detailed profiles on iconic footwear styles as well as background history to the major brands. More than 500 photographs tell the story of 20 Hall of Fame classics, including the 1923 Converse Chuck Taylor, the 1968 Onitsuka Tiger Corsair, aka Nike Cortez, remember that one, the 1969 Adidas Superstar, and the 1985 Nike Air Jordan, plus countless more, also runs. From old school retro styles to new classics, the greatest, groundbreaking in terms of design, cultural significance, and the technological achievement models are featured. So, where would you like to go? Contents: Introduction, Hall of Fame, Big Players, Index Contributors and Acknowledgements. What have we got here? Reebok Classics, Dunlop, I can't remember the name, Green Flash, yeah, you can see the Puma suede here with the fat laces, really cool. You can see the Vans eras with the checkerboard. Converse One Stars here. You can see some like a Nike outsole of one of the old ones with the Future logo. That looks like some snakeskin Adidas heel tap, maybe a Superstar or something. And then what's this? Some herringbone and some sort of pivot. Oh, that one's got me. I was going to say like a Reebok Classic, but I don't think it is. Anyone know this shoe? Leave a comment. Okay. Let's read the introduction and then see how we get on. So, relax, listen. If you want to close your eyes, you can. If you want to keep your eyes open and look at my face, it's a happy face, then you can. And I will read some lines about sneakers, I guess. Okay, let's go. Introduction. In life, more often than not, the first cut is the deepest. This old saying can certainly be used to describe my feelings for the first pair of trainers that left a mark on me. A pair of Adidas ZX250s. Stumbling through dark, cramped side streets on a grim winter's afternoon, heading towards the hallowed turf of my local football soccer ground. Through the crowds of lads, oh by the way, it actually says soccer in brackets. Through the crowds of lads strutting as proud as peacocks, I see them. The hit is immediate. Welcome to the world of trainer obsession. There was something hypnotic was Britain in the early 1980s. It was the era of the football casual, when trainers had attained a zenith of importance within UK youth culture. I had followed the lead of the older lads of the country, who since the 1970s had been exhibiting signs of extreme obsession toward the once humble training shoe. An obsessional love of trainers had also started to rear its head in other youth culture tribes. This was the same era where the urban black kids in New York City discovered hip-hop and turned the sneaker into a must-have essential item in the wardrobe of any self-respecting group member. The name of this article of footwear may vary depending on where you are in the world, but the love is just the same. Trainers, sneakers, kicks, pumps, plimsolls, runners, gym shoes, whatever name you happen to know them by, they have gained a significance that goes way beyond their original sporting intentions. No longer are these shoes confined to the sports field or athletics track. They have been transformed into a culturally significant item of clothing that is capable of producing emotions of love and obsession, even in some cases aggression. Unlike the proverbial book and its cover, it is possible to judge people by the trainers that they wear. Today, trainers are that is a very fancy word. Trainers are ubiquitous, are an ubiquitous item of apparel worn by everyone. That word is not in my vocabulary. I think it means like essential. Today, trainers are an essential item of apparel worn by everyone, and I mean everyone. Take a look in any closet, from a pensioner's to a child's, and it will contain at least one pair. Yet, even as recently as the early 70s, this was simply not the case. Up until that time, trainers had been mainly worn by sportsmen and women for comfort and to enhance their athletic performance. Sure, trainers had been worn as a fashion item in the United States by kids in the 1950s who adopted Converse All-Stars as part of their uniform, and in Britain during the swinging 60s, fashion-aware mods had to be surgically removed from their spring coats. The numbers involved, however, were minuscule compared to the mass acceptance of the shoes today. It can be safely said that the poet Robert Frost did not have trainers in mind when he uttered the now famous quote, "Time and tide wait for no man," but it sure can be applied to the ever-changing and evolving world of trainers. Since we brought you the first Trainer Bible back in 2002, there has been an exponential explosion in everything to do with the sneaker world, so we thought we better thank our fans and take the opportunity to bring things up to date. So ladies and gentlemen, on the following pages, please find an expanded and updated Hall of Fame, as well as pages jam-packed with information and history on the major brands. Whichever shoe is your favourite, and whatever you may call them, whichever tribe you run with, or even if you stand alone, one thing we can all agree on is, at the end of the day, it's all about the shoes. Hall of Fame. So, here we have the timeline. So, Hall of Fame introduction. To quote the late great Bob Marley, "If you know your history, then you will know where I'm coming from." To understand how we've arrived at this particular point in trainer development, it's important to have some understanding of trainer history. To help in this, it seems logical to create a Trainer Hall of Fame. There should be no personal taste Hall of Fame, but a chronological listing of those training shoes that have had more of a pronounced influence on trainer development than others. Before being bombarded with irate demands about why I omitted this or that favourite shoe, I must point out that this is not my own or any other individual's list of favourite shoes. My My personal list, for example, would contain only 3 of those included. Rather, this is an attempt to draw up a definitive list of truly significant shoes. The prerequisite for a trainer's entry into this hallowed Hall of Fame is that the shoe must have been groundbreaking in some major way, either technically or aesthetically, and so have influenced the course of trainer development. However, there are a few special included that have gained entry purely because they have had such a pronounced cultural effect, proving so enduringly popular that they have become a part of trainer folklore. The initial entries into the list are embroiled in a claim and counterclaim for the ownership or invention of trainers themselves. In particular, there is an ongoing Anglo-American disagreement. Between the Goodyear and Dunlop companies at this point. To reiterate, this Hall of Fame is not one that is made up of my own personal taste of sneakers. However, just for interest, or as a bit of background, or perhaps just to cause some debate, my own top 10 list would be something like this. Adidas ZX50, ZX250, Nike Air Max 90 black and red, Adidas Trim Trap, Adidas ZX500, Nike Wimbledon, Adidas Stan Smith, Nike Air Max 1, Puma State, Nike Air Max 95 grey and green only, and the Nike Hawaii. So, ladies and gentlemen, come with me on a trip through time to find our first entries into our Trainer Hall of Fame. We really have to dig deep into the annals of trainer archaeology. Indeed, we have to go back to that mist-shrouded time before trainers even existed. So, in 1900, there was the Foster's running pump. 1916, Keds was released. 1923, Converse Chuck Taylor. 1933, Dunlop Green Flash. Excuse me. Sorry. In 1950, the Adidas Samba was released. In 1961, the New Balance Trackstar was released. 1968, the Onitsuka Tiger Corsair was released. 1968 also was the Puma State. 1969, Adidas Superstar. 1971, Adidas Stan Smith. 1972, Nike Cortez. 1976, Vans Aero. 1978, Diadora Elite. 1982, Reebok Freestyle. 1985, Adidas Micro Pacer. 1985 also, Nike Air Jordan 1. 1987, Nike Air Max 1. 1987 also, Reebok Classics Leather. 1988, Adidas Ultra Star. 1994, Reebok Instapump. 1995, Air Max 95. 2000, Nike Air Woven. 2004 was the launch of the Air Max ID. 2005 was the Visvim, and the 2007 was Plimsolls. So this is the Foster's running pump. Foster's running pump. If I could include sound effects, I would insert them here, but I can't. So instead, imagine all the time-flying images, cliches you can muster: swirling mist, hyper-fast ticking clocks, calendars turning themselves backward, and so on. You've got it. We are rather contentiously going to try and start with the first of the first. This issue could rage back and forth and is mainly fought either side of the Atlantic. Claim is mixed in with a counterclaim for all manner of firsts in the world of trainers. We were the first to use vulcanization, comes the cry. No, we were, is the inevitable retort. But we had the first rubber-soled soles, and so on. Although there were various developments in the use of bonding rubber to canvas throughout the late 19th century, and these plimsolls were utilised for leisure wear, not many of these shoes were actually produced for sports, although Dunlop and Converse were undoubtedly involved in initial trainer development. It was not until 1917 that Converse developed their basketball shoe, the All-Star, and Dunlop was not even a sporting brand until 1928. However, one company that is still in existence today as a major sporting brand developed the running pump. That company was known as Reebok, but it was way back in 1895 that a certain Joseph William Foster, a runner living in Bolton in the north of England, developed running spikes for fellow athletes. By 1904, he was selling his Foster's running spike to a worldwide athletic market, but it was sometime around 1905 or 06 that Foster developed his Foster's running pumps, designed for athletes who ran on roads and rather strangely wrestled. These very early pumps can arguably be claimed to be the first trainers' sneakers pumps of all time. A new industry was born, and the entrepreneurial Foster marketed the running pumps with remarkable zeal, and so the company grew. Initially developed under the guise of J.W. Foster and Sons, eventually, in 1958, the control of the family business was taken up by Foster's grandsons, and the brand we know today as Reebok was launched on the world. And you can see here, J.W. Foster and Sons, Olympic Works, Dean Road, Bolton, Lancashire, which is just down the road from me. And on that note we will end. This is a really good book, and we'll do some more with other brands. If there's specific brands you want to see, hit me up in the comments and we'll do a load of stuff from a specific brand. Cool. Okay, so once again, thank you for tuning in.